Hello, welcome. This is another installment of Panda is Pissed Off. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one was Jack in the Box several years ago because I still lived in Texas. Today's Panda is Pissed Off is courtesy of the United States Postal Service, which I'm sure that's not really a shocker to anyone. On Saturday morning, a friend of mine in Atlanta had sent me a package. Uh, Paid for the 2 day priority, got the tracking number and all that. Sent me the tracking number, so I put it into the interwebs, pulled up the information. It also shows me expected delivery will be Monday, which is today, Monday, November 10th. So I'm like, cool, whatever. I sign up for the little email, not the email, but the text notifications of as stuff happens. Sure enough, it departs Atlanta like it's supposed to. It gets to Kansas City. It got to Kansas City this morning at about 3:30, according to the text that they sent me. An hour from that, 4:35 roughly, it sends me another text saying that it has departed Kansas City. Now, regardless of it being Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri, that's about an hour ride to my house from Kansas City. So I know that it should be at least in the area today. Granted, I'm not a postal worker. I don't understand all the inner workings of the United States Postal Service. It seems to be inefficient at best, but that's none of my business. Kermit the Frog drinking tea here. Um, Here comes the mailman. He comes at about 11:30 to 12 every day, which is kind of early for a lot of people. He left the letters in the box with bills. That's all he ever leaves is bills. No one likes the mailman. He never really brings good news, just bills and the occasional like package. Uh, but anyway, I see that the mailman's come and gone, nothing, and there's no package obviously. So I'll wait a couple hours because maybe he just forgot it. Maybe there'll be another. Because sometimes that's happened too, where we'll have like packages get delivered at one time and then letters get delivered at another time. But apparently that hasn't happened today. So finally, around 2:30 or so, I decide I'm just going to head to the post office. I'll save them a trip. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and I know that mail won't be delivered tomorrow. Seeing how I paid for a 2 day priority, I'd like to just get my package. Otherwise, I could have probably saved a couple dollars and shipped it another route. Not that it's, $2 is really worth much anymore. It's just the principle of it. So I decide to head down to the post office. I get in the car and go. And it's just another model of inefficiency in action. I'm waiting for all the attendants to get replaced by kiosks. That would make life so much easier, especially there. I'm not for outsourcing people altogether. With post office, they need to just go. There's these two ladies. One just announced that she just turned 50. The other one looks a bit older. Not that age is really a factor in this, but I'm guessing that they've been there a while because they seem quite complacent. Waiting in line, waiting in line, waiting in line. They seem to be in no rush. The model of inefficiency in full effect. They're spending a great amount of time discussing some Kansas City Royals stuff that they've got on the wall behind them. Apparently, the post office decided that they needed to make some memorabilia for the Kansas City Royals should they win the World Series. Again, I understand they're trying to make money, but it seems kind of dumb at the same time. But now that the World Series is over, the Chiefs didn't win, but they're still trying to sell a limited run, I guess, of some of the stuff that says that they're world champions. I don't know. So this lady who is a regular, you could tell by their conversation because the attendant was like, "Oh my gosh, did you send us some stuff last week? Because I was in the back room when you did it, and I came out and there was some delicious stuff there, and I got to eat some of it, but I didn't know who sent it. But I just had a feeling it might be you. Was that you?" And of course, the lady's like, "Yeah, that was me." And great conversations there. You say thank you, go about your day. But no, they kept going on and on. I swear they're like about 2 seconds away from trading info on Pinterest so they can share delicious recipes with each other. Conversation keeps going. Conversation keeps going. Finally, the deliverer of cookies ask about the royal stuff on the wall because apparently during her time she surveyed every single item that's in the lobby there. She's asking about different stamps. Stamps are all the same. They just look different. She's all asking about forever stamps. They just have different designs. You ain't got to ask shit about them. Then she started asking about the royal stuff. And the chick was like, and the prices are right next to them. It's not hard to figure out. Okay, just the print is $10. The unframed this is with the matte is $25. The matted framed print is $59. I remember that just from walking in. I've seen it on the wall. But no, the lady's like, she's going down and pointing to each one on the wall and describing in great detail. And the rest of us are like, holy shit, come on. Finally, my time is called. I get to go up, and I don't have the lady that's speaking 4 hours on the matted frame. I have another lady. Um, and she says, how can I help you? And I say, well, hey, my driver comes pretty early, so I don't think it made it on his truck in time, but I'm expecting a package. I was wondering if there's any way you could check for it. She then pulls out one of those little like pink postcard size things that you get when you miss the mailman, or if it's something that you have to sign for and you weren't there. So I said, no, I don't have one of those. I just know the package was supposed to be delivered today, and I haven't received it yet. Well, you don't have a card, so I don't I'm not I know I don't have a card. I'm just telling you I've got a tracking number that I've got. It says it's supposed to be here today. Well, if you don't have a card, then it probably hasn't tried to be delivered yet. Yes, ma'am. I'm aware of that. I was just hoping that there was some way where maybe you could go walk in the back 7 feet that way and see if maybe this package was here. I have a feeling that there's some way internally that you still track it. I didn't say all that, but I'm thinking it. And she's like, well, I don't have any way of looking it up. I said, well, I've got the tracking number right here. And I pulled it up on my phone. And she's like, well, what's it say? I said, well, it says it's in transit right now. Well, that means it hasn't arrived here yet. I said, I just think it hasn't been updated because it left Kansas City this morning at 4:35. Fast forward 10 hours later, and I'm standing here. Well, no, it is. If it's showing in transit, what would have happened is we would have had an arrival scan, and we would have shown it as arrived, and then we would have scanned it again, saying out for delivery, and that's not showing that. I know it's not out for delivery yet because I haven't got it. I'm just wondering if there's any way you can go look in the back. There's it's not here. It's showing in transit. And about this time, her cohort next to her that was just discussing the Royals in great detail decides she needs to chime in because apparently I'm dumb as shit and starts reiterating the stuff this lady just said and how it just simply couldn't be there or they have no way of knowing or getting the package if it's sitting in the back. So finally, I see that I'm at a total loss here. They didn't bother to key it into the computer. They didn't bother to go look in the back. They didn't do anything but just tell me that since the website says it's in transit 10 hours ago, that there's no way it made it to the post office or no way that it's out for delivery, which I already know. It blows my mind. And like I said, tomorrow's a holiday, so that's another day that I'm not going to have this package from the post office when I know without a doubt it's sitting in the back. And they've got again, there's got to be some way that they sort it. It gets to my house. You telling me you can't go look in the back for 2 minutes and save that driver a trip? I'm doing you a favor by coming to pick it up, you know? So yet another reason I try not to use United States Postal Service. UPS has been my carrier for a while. If it wasn't for having to mail off a couple checks to companies for bills, I would probably completely just get rid of the United States Postal Service altogether. It just there's no real benefit to it. They're constantly talking about how broke they are. It shouldn't be this hard to deliver a package. And it's not just this one thing. This has been brewing for a while. My mom likes to send greeting cards sometimes, and some of them are like the animated ones or the ones with music. This year alone, on about 5 separate occasions, no exaggeration, I've gotten postage due slips for those that I've had to go to the post office and pay another dollar to pick up. when I'm pretty sure she applied correct postage. She puts them on a scale and all that stuff to get the correct postage. I could see one or two maybe, but five, no. And the funny thing is, the last one I got, I just didn't even pick it up. I told her, sorry, I'm not picking it up. But the last package or the last card I got, I don't know why I air quoted, but the last card I got was about 2 weeks ago, and I got that little slip in the post office box. I said, I'm not gonna go pick it up. I'm done picking them up. But like the next day, my kids each got a card with the same amount of postage, pretty much same amount of weight, and those came no problem. So this post office here, I don't know what they're doing. It takes longer to get packages. It takes longer than it's always estimated. Just I'm gonna quit rambling now. I'm just pissed off because two people at the post office couldn't even key into their system, couldn't walk into the back, nothing. And here I am with the tracking number showing that it's supposed to be delivered today. And I get you can't always guarantee delivery, but when I can see that it left Kansas City 10 hours ago, I'm pretty sure it's sitting in the back. All you had to do was just get up and walk for 2 minutes. And I didn't do that. So share this out, maybe. I'm going to tag USPS on Twitter and stuff after I share it. I've already tweeted them a couple times. Not that they really care, but I just like to complain when it's valid. I like to complain when it's not valid, but even more so when it is. Especially when you pay money for a certain type of shipping method and they can't fulfill it. And even when you try to yourself alleviate issues and remedy it for them, they provide shit customer service. So, yeah, that wraps it up. USPS, you are a model of inefficiency like none I've ever seen. Get your shit together. I don't care that y'all have Batman stamps. I don't care that you have Ray Charles stamps. I don't care that you got the latest and greatest season's greeting stamps. Just send my shit. All that other stuff, the little royal stuff on the wall and all that, that's just polishing a turd. That's all you're doing. It's the same shit underneath that polish. Fix your shit. Until next time, I'm Panda, bitch.